Hello and welcome one and all. We're going to be doing something a little bit different this time, isn't that right, Ben?
Well, different now. I mean, it's something that we do every week.
Oh, that's right. That's silly me.
Different
Claire,
for the podcast.
Yeah.
Or maybe different for me, actually.
Yeah, well, it is. What we're going to do this week is different for you. It's not something you often partake of, but it's something that Ben and I do all the time.
Beer.
We do beer.
Lovely, lovely beer.
Yes, we're going to take our microphone with us as we settle down in one of the local hostelries in Zaragoza, and we're going to taste some beer. Now, this is specifically what we call in Spanish cerveza artesanal, or what we call in real world beer, ale. Craft beer, ale, not lager. Not lager, different types of ale or stout or porter. If the words stout and porter are new to you, you need to sit down and pay attention to what's going to happen.
Check the vocabulary.
Yes. We're going to meet up with a friend of yours, Ben.
Special guest this week. I'm very pleased to be accompanied by my ex-student, friend, and no, he's not my lover, and beer fanatic, Diego.
How do you know Diego? Is it just simply from being his teacher, or is he one of your gladiatorial colleagues?
No. He's I've known him for a couple of years. I've been teaching him for a couple of years. He's now so good at English that he doesn't need me in that capacity. So I've released him into the world of English.
So I would say sit back and relax, but what we suggest is sit forward, get your drinking elbow greased, and join us on a journey of discovery as we literally expose Claire's taste buds to things that they've never come into contact with before.
Cheers!
Cheers!
We'd like to order tabla.
Okay.
How does this work? Do we choose 5 different beers, or are you going to surprise us?
Yeah, we have 15 tabs on the screen, and you can choose whatever you want and put it on your board. Okay. You want to choose it, or I choose it for you?
Okay.
So I would like the good kind man behind the bar to surprise us and then explain what he's chosen for us.
You got to hit it.
Yeah. We are adventurous types.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously.
One board then.
So, your recommendation.
Okay.
So the man has stepped away, being given a rare freedom to provide us with a taste sensation.
He's just going to give us 5 cups of water, isn't he?
He's consulting the board.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He's only worked here since this morning.
He looks nervous.
In my past, in my youth, the places where I drank beer were dark and dingy. They smelt like age-old hops, and the beer had soaked into the carpet over the last 20 years with a bit of vomit and some fag ash, and there was a very distinctive smell of a pub. What we call a pub. We're in a bar right now. It's not a pub, and it's clean. It's too clean. And that kind of unnerves me.
Well, you mentioned carpet. Interestingly, obviously here in Spain, carpet is a very unusual thing. Doesn't really happen. But also, occasionally, what you do experience in establishments of the night is sticky floor. But Hoppy has a very, very, very smooth surface.
Yeah, people are very careful with their drinks here because they cost so much.
Well, we're looking at some pints are up to 7. Well, most pints between 5 and 7 euros a pop. Yeah, here's the man. Right. So here we go.
Okay, number 1 is from Germany. It's Session IPA. It's really softer than a regular IPA, okay? And have a lot of aroma and softer in the taste, okay?
I mean, it's very much the colour of a Sturm cider, an Austrian cider, first press cider. The second looks much more like a pint of ale that we would recognise from home. It's got a good head.
Dirty dishwater.
Yeah.
The second one is from Germany too, and it's Wissenbock. That's really toast and a lot of tasty. It's more tasty than the regular basil. Okay. Number 3 is from here, from Spain, the north of Spain, Navarra. It's an American amber ale, but it's an ale with a lot of hops, and you can smell it and taste it, and it's really fruit. And this is special one, okay?
Oh, here we go. Barman's favourite.
Yeah, it's from Denmark, from the beer genius, Mikkeller.
Ah, Nicola, yes.
Yeah. It contains Lukis, or I don't know how it's liquis, yeah, and Jutsu. It's a fruit from Japan. Okay, it's really
That
fruity.
is a fascinating combination.
Yeah.
Licorice and a Japanese fruit
Do you know
brewed
anything?
in Denmark.
You have 3 Mikkeller beers on tap at the moment, yes?
Yeah, right now yes, but we had 4, but
So this one is a mix of, it's brewed in Denmark.
Yeah.
It's a mix of licorice and a Japanese fruit, you said.
yeah, Suzuka.
Okay. And what's this one called?
This one is a difficult name. Bulldogz Larsvits IPA from Denmark too.
That looks like a stout.
Mikkeller's. And it's a stout, but it's spicy. It contains chipotle, a kind of chili.
Yeah,
Okay.
spicy
A
stout.
spicy
Spicy,
stout.
yeah. You have to taste it hotter than the other one, because with the temperature we can taste the spicy in the throat. Okay.
Okay. So this needs to be consumed at a warmer temperature. This is,
Yeah.
has
Warm.
to be kept at a warmer temperature. But
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
is this is also an interesting thing that I find fascinating about beer, as we serve it in Britain. Not lager, should be served at room temperature.
Yeah.
And people always say, "Oh, the British do not know how to do beer because they serve it warm."
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
because it's cold in Britain. Here in
This kind of-
Here in Spain, the temperature is very warm.
Yeah.
So again, I'm filling that glass, and that glass is quite chilled.
Yeah.
So should we leave this for a little while to warm up in the room before we drink it?
Yeah, we are doing really bad here
okay.
in Spain. Okay, this kind of beer, the craft beer, usually you have to drink it warm. Okay, but here in Spain, nobody likes
Exactly.
warm beer.
So you're saying you chill the beers simply because of what the customers expect?
Yeah, we have to serve this cold. But
To be fair, once we get to the height of July in Zaragoza, I don't think I could drink a proper ale. I would have to have amber and limon because it gets so warm.
This type of beer, artisan beer, is very new in Spain. Yes, it's new in Zaragoza. Do you think it will ever be as popular as wine and rum and coke?
we are working at it, but it's really difficult to make the beer more important than wine here in Spain. It's the culture, and we can do anything right now, but we are working on it.
I think you're doing a great job.
We do
Thank
like
you so
it.
much.
We're going to go and enjoy these now and let you get back to
Okay.
Serving
Thank
other
you.
people. Thank you very much.
He was a very nice man, wasn't he, Ben? Very
He's
helpful.
lovely. He's lovely.
And what's his name? Do you know?
Santi.
Santi. Phenomenal. He is the stout yeoman of the bar at Hoppy.
He knows his stuff. If you ever have the
And
opportunity
his
to
stuff
visit,
is beer.
yeah, exactly. He's very useful. He's very helpful. If you do have the opportunity to visit Hoppy, go in, ask for Santi, and he will guide you through the process of selecting a fine ale.
And that is now what we're going to do. We're going to take that tabla to our table, and let's see what kind
Let's
of
get drinking.
taste explosion adjectives come out of that experience.
We are now making our way back to the table with our selection of treasures.
We're all going to drink out the same glass now. This is the number 1, the wheat beer.
Ooh, it smells really fruity.
I did say it's got a nose to it, quite fruity, this one.
It smells kind of like peaches.
Good. I like it. Not an adjective, but it works.
Peachy.
It smells peachy. Oh, yeah.
We should name this beer
Peachy.
Peachy.
Claire
Peaches
is
and
continuing to rise it to a nose.
Yeah, stick it in your
Small
mouth.
sip, small sip. Here we go. Very small sip.
Ooh, that's very nice. It's very smooth.
Very smooth, very nice.
Right, let me have a
It's
go.
very fruity, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very floral on the nose. It's got a very subtle flavour. It's not. It doesn't jump out at you. I think there's more of an aftertaste than an immediate sensation. Yeah, very good. Like it.
Yeah, it smells like spring.
Yes, the poet. Yeah, release the poet within you.
It smells like screens.
Like spring.
Spring.
Oh, okay. You were to describe this as one of the 7 dwarves. Which dwarf would it be?
I don't know the name of it.
You've got happy, grumpy.
While Ben
sleepy,
does this, bear in mind I'm still waiting to taste the beer.
What?
Dog.
There's one called Doc.
The one with the glasses.
It's not very adjective-y, I know.
Bashful.
Bashful.
Dopey.
Yeah, I'm
We've
saying
done that
dog.
one. What's the number 7? Who's number 7?
I don't know.
Sexy. Can't remember.
Sleepy, dopey.
Snotty.
Sneezy.
Sneezy. Boom. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
So, how would you describe this as one of the 7 dwarves?
I say happy because
Happy.
it is one of the 3 adjectives I can understand.
Brilliant. Okay, moving on to our mic man, our man behind the mic.
I could smell saliva. No, it's got very little nose. To be fair, it's got very little nose. It's a very soft IPA. To be honest, there's very little to say about it. It's pretty nondescript. It's got a gentle aftertaste.
For me, it's
A bit of wood.
It's like one of those episodes of Game of Thrones where nothing really happens. It's just like catching up the
Are you saying
storyline.
so? This is the 2 episodes after the Red Wedding. Is basically.
Yeah. Nothing really happens. Nobody dies.
Episode 7 and 8, basically.
It just
Of
felt-
every season, episode 7 and 8.
Yeah.
For you, everything is like Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So basically, our conclusion here is that this German IPA is rather like episode 7 and 8 of a series of Game of Thrones.
There we go. Beer tasting. Done. On to the next one.
This one is another German one. No, not all German. This is slightly heavier. As you can see, it has the look of a more traditional beer. It has a head. It looks like the water that's being cleaned out of a dishwasher.
You can't remember the name.
I can't remember the name. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's really nice.
Oh.
I don't know
That's
what it is, but
really,
it's really nice.
What is it about it that's grabbing you? How would you describe that?
It kind of leaves like an aftertaste, but it's not. It's kind of caramel. It's kind of weird to spell. Like,
Oh, caramel. The word caramel has been
you
used.
know when you eat caramel, you have a kind of texture in your mouth afterwards. It's leaving kind of that.
Just quite smooth and quite
Nice.
sweet.
Yeah, it's really nice actually.
Okay. Ben has got a piece of head on his nose.
I've got a little bit. That's one of the dangers of smelling beer. If you're getting too close, yeah, it's like sucking on a really old tea towel in a nice way.
What can you feel in the nose? It smells more like the authentic German beers. Maybe smells more traditional. It's not a longer taste, you know?
It has a longer effect.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a beautiful nose.
This is like Lady Diana.
Oh no, it smells amazing. Nobody's really described the smell yet. It smells like, oh, that's it. It smells like sandalwood. It smells like incense. Sweet incense.
So like we have 5 different types of ale. What I would call ale. It's not lager. It's not beer. It's ale. Do you think Spain is ready for these different tastes, these different varieties in flavour?
Maybe now it's difficult because we haven't the tradition of the different flavors in the beer. Fuck you.
Just to explain what's happening here off camera because we're on radio, Ben is stealing the drinks while giving an interview. At which point I'm going to intervene and say let's move to beer 3. This was a Spanish beer. Claire, it looks much more like a traditional bitter or ale from Britain or England, or what you might call a 75 in Scotland.
I'm going to continue my food theme about it. It's kind of it smells kind of citrusy.
Oh,
Was
we
this
got, we got, we got a,
citrusy?
no,
No?
no. We got a citrusy reaction
Yeah,
here from
it's
Claire.
fruity again. But,
Fruity
you know,
again.
Like the first one, but more citrusy, less peachy.
Okay, okay. Have a slurp.
Oh, I don't know. That one's different.
Were you
Stronger.
a little bit sick in your own mouth then?
There's much more of a, you know, when you eat citrus fruit, like a grapefruit or something, and it leaves that weird aftertaste in your mouth. That's what that does. If you eat a grapefruit, after you eat the grapefruit, you have this aftertaste.
It is a very weak tickle on the nostrils. Yeah, it tastes like hotel breakfast. There's no other way to describe that.
Diego can't even
Yeah.
smell it with a straight face.
Yeah, it smells like a room with 11 backpackers.
It's
It's
bitter.
bitter.
This is amarga. It's bitter.
Like the Murphys.
Smells good. It's got an equal distribution of dishwasher fluid and hops.
Is that what you look for in a deodorant?
I like that. I could smell that for a while. That's great. I mean, if a woman wore that as a perfume, I'd be attracted. Oh, now you see, if I hadn't known better, I'd have said there's licorice in that. But there's hints of forlorn days in Paris. That works nicely. Number 4.
Now this is a very special beer, but before we drink it, I'm going to ask Diego another question. So in Spain, people are fiercely loyal to lots of different things, but especially with beer. So every region has their own beer. For example, Aragon has amber. If you move down, Madrid has Mau. In Andalusia, you have Cruz Campo.
Can anybody explain the history behind the name Mao? Because naming your beer after a Chinese sort of like genocidal maniac is always a bit dangerous.
I believe that it came from when one of the brewers ran over his cat. Anyway, I think this new trend of artisan beers is going to have quite a lot of resistance. Do you think that people will eventually start drinking beers from other countries and accepting them as a normal thing to have when they go out in the evening, like a night out?
In my opinion, now we don't have many different kind of beers. So if you want a different kind of beer, you have to drink just the brand of your no, not your bar, but where the place where you are drinking.
Your region.
Yeah, have. And if this place doesn't have a brand that you like, you have to choose another brand.
Well, do you think that people in Aragon will stop drinking amber?
No.
And no.
No.
There we go.
No.
Instant.
No.
Didn't even finish my question.
No. Amber is the best beer in Spain.
Do you know? I actually have to agree with him. You know, I mean, a lot of people who go on holiday to Spain will be familiar with San Miguel, and San Miguel is quite popular in Britain as well.
I have to say, once in Scotland in a pub, I saw I don't know if it was San Miguel and I said, what the fuck is that? Why here in Scotland they have?
But they drink a lot of it. We drink a lot of it in Britain.
Why?
They are sold as premium beers.
Yeah.
So the beers that are considered to be absolute piss in other countries, we sell as premium in Britain, and
Like
people drink
Carlsberg,
them.
Heineken, Stella Artois, and San Miguel.
Budweiser.
The lower end in the country of origin is considered a very low end lager, but in Britain we
If
drink
you make
gallons.
if you make a poor lager and you can't sell very much of it, all you've got to do is export it to Britain, and we'll drink it.
My advice is, under no circumstances, don't drink Cruz Campo. Never. It's the worst beer I ever tried.
But Spain,
It's all bubbles and no taste.
Yeah.
in Spain, although it is consistently hot, there is a different type of heat in different regions. I think you can agree with that, right? Some places it's a dry heat, and some places the heat stabs you in the eyeballs and in the ears. This is why we have such dark ales and stouts and bitters in England. You look at a beer in a pint glass in England and you hold it up against the light of the sky, it's the same colour. The same colour. It's grey and dark and miserable. But it tastes fantastic.
Grey and dark and miserable. I suggest if you held an average British beer up to the light, you'd make, and the sky was the same colour, what you're basically saying is it looks like the bloody apocalypse. That was a useful interlude. So, beer 4.
Beer 4. Can you fill me in on what this is?
This is quite a special one.
Ooh.
This is made by, is it Mikkeller? This is made by a Danish event brewer, master brewer.
What's an event brewer?
I learned this at the bar. Apparently he doesn't really make beer.
They don't have a brewery.
As a brewery as such, he invites people along to work with him, and they construct a batch. And once it's made, they design beers. And this one has, get this right, this one has licorice and a Japanese fruit combined in it. So Claire, what does that smell like?
This one smells flowery.
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
You're twisting my melon, man.
Yeah, kind of. It's got kind of flowery aroma. Floral.
Which flowers in particular? Daisies.
Flowers that Terry Wogan has touched.
Daisies don't really have a smell.
Well, then exclude them from your description.
I wonder if
You
the
can
mic
taste the licorice.
You can taste the licorice, she says.
Yeah.
Bang on.
Yeah, you can really taste the licorice.
Is
I
that-
don't like licorice, but it's actually really nice.
Is that a taste sensation?
Yeah.
Cheeky little number.
I get the feeling this has a very distinct effect on your throat.
That's got a really intense licorice aftertaste.
It's got a
You
bit
know,
of a
you know the
kick
way
there.
that licorice kind of has that weird anesthetic effect on your tongue.
Yep.
It kind of soaks into the back of your tongue after you've swallowed it. It's weird. Highly recommend that. It's very interesting. I don't know if I could drink a whole pint of it though.
Okay.
It's definitely a taste sensation, but maybe not a full pinter.
It's a dabbler. Wow.
It's like it's like a punch in your mouth. It's like this. The beer has two flavors. The first one, it's strong, but then when they go through
Down
your
the throat.
yeah, like I don't know what's that.
Scratches?
Yeah, scratch your
This
throat.
is very distinctive. All three of you have talked about this effect in the throat. I am intrigued. It's very bitter. It is very bitter at the back. And now the warmth is spreading. It is. Maybe the fact that all three of you described it before I tasted it has sort of diminished the expectation in a sense. But very delicate hint of licorice. But then again, that bitterness tends to happen at the back of a throat in a bitter anyway, and so it's almost like a softer version of what a bitter would taste like. My reaction has been much slower to yours. I can now feel the licorice. The licorice taste tends to come through at the back of the throat, as you were saying, at the back of or in the throat, as I am breathing. This final one is again from the same master brewer, and it is a stout.
This is a Chipotle Stout by Mikkeller.
Is it actually called Chipotle Stout?
Chipotle Stout. It is a spicy, dark beer.
I've never had a stout before. I've never tasted dark beer.
Oh, this is fascinating. So Claire has never had a stout. Now, this is going to be interesting. So, first of all, never having had a stout, this is going to be an interesting taste experience.
Doesn't smell of anything.
Doesn't really smell of anything. Like, not.
Claire's nose is drawing a blank on the
Yeah.
stout.
There's a smell there, but.
It's a nasal zero. Don't spit it out.
I don't know if it's just very strong for me because I don't drink beer, but it tastes burnt.
That is quite a common reaction. Stout is a very distinct taste.
That would also be the Chipotle chili effect.
Yeah. It's kind of like, it leaves a kind of burnt aftertaste.
That's quite common.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ben's having a sniff.
For me, I'd say that it's got a very clear stout smell. It's got a very dark kind of
Smell of iron.
Well, it smells like coffee, like on the brew. And
That's what tastes like burnt coffee. That.
Claire's got it.
well,
Yeah.
this is the thing about the way they make stout is that they toast it.
Remember from our trip to the brewery?
Vaguely, I spent most of it translating, so.
There is a toasting process to the point where it's almost burnt and it kind of caramelizes the ingredients. That part of the process creates a chemical reaction which makes all of the liquid go black like death, and it produces a very distinctive flavour. You see, I love stout. I usually drink stout or porter, and I find that very enjoyable. I would say it's very, very similar to the last Mikkeller, in the sense that you have not licorice, but a kind of chili, spicy sensation on the back of your tongue moments after you've swallowed, and it is rather pleasant.
Smells like espresso.
Yeah, it
Smells like espresso. That's a good description.
It's like an espresso as well.
You can drink this one, and people think that you are drinking an
Cappuccino.
espresso, but you are drinking beer. It's a very specific taste. Yes. Yeah, it's like a Mexican party in my mouth. I like spice food, and I like this beer. Yeah, it's very different than the others drinks I drunk.
It's like someone's hitting a piñata in the back of your throat.
Yeah. Wow, it's very, very different.
Yeah, that smells like somewhere between Guinness and Beamish. There is a hint. There is a hint at the end. I can see why you make the coffee reference. Oh, it smells gorgeous, actually. I'm a big fan of the smell. Here we go. I have a problem with stout. I mean, during my third year at university, my grant check didn't arrive, and I had to live off Guinness for 6 weeks. And so I find it very difficult to drink stout since then. The only thing that puts me off that is the stouty aftertaste. The front, the centre and the back and the middle of the mouth, it's lovely, that is gorgeous. It's just going back down the throat where it tastes like molasses mixed with espresso burned beans, as you're saying. I don't see the spice, I don't see it, I don't feel it, I don't taste it. No. So, can I ask you, of the 5, Claire, what was your favourite?
You know which one? The second one that we don't know what it was. We have.
The mysterious second German. Okay. Ben, what was your favourite?
Definitely number 5, the Mikkeller Chipotle Stout. I like strong, dark men. I mean beers. That really did it for me.
Strong black in a plastic cup.
Spice.
Strong.
Diego, what was your favourite?
I like strong beers, but if I have to drink a pint, I would choose the number 2. It's softer, but good choice. For a pint, maybe number 2.
I'd choose the beer I had before we started. That wasn't on the recording. I think there is. I mean, Diego makes a very valid point. There is a difference between the taste experience and drinking a whole pint. I have my issues with stout to begin with. I would probably go with number 4, the Mikkeller licorice mix. Although I think I would probably struggle to consume a pint comfortably. Can we order some food now? Yeah. Excellent. So there you have it. That was beer tasting. Was that an experience you'd like to repeat, Claire?
In some cases, yes. Not in all of them. I think the dark black beers are maybe not my thing.
You like the floral ones, right?
Yeah, I like wheat beers as well.
Wheat. Was
And
that wheat or
IPAs.
week? She said wheat.
Wheat.
Yes, wheat.
I
beers.
like
beers. An
I like
IPA.
wet. Anything wet. If it's wet, I'll drink it.
Here's a bottle of water.
No thanks.
Well, certainly in the future, Ben and I have a plan to produce a Bulldog beer of our own. that maybe one day in the future you might see in places like Hoppy.
It's going to be called Hair of the Dog.
Being used to clean the toilets. So we hope you enjoyed that little bit different experience. Lots of opportunities to practice some monumental adjective structures.
And if you're interested in beer, then
Yes.
check out our article on the website. Which
Exactly. There is an article that your good self, penned, Ben, regarding the best places to enjoy cerveza artesanal,
I sacrificed-
craft beers.
sacrifice some of my personal time to go and drink beer and then write about it.
See the commitment he has to you, ladies and gentlemen.
That absolute dedication.
Absolutely. Find us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, see our camera lens view of the world on Instagram, and of course listen to us via SoundCloud and iTunes. We are Bulldog. Thank you for listening, and until next time,
Goodbye.
goodbye.
Schlanti!